Einen wunderschönen guten Abend hier am Dienstagabend. Hello and welcome everyone to race number 5 of season number 9 here at the Apex Online Racing Crossplay GT3 Championships or Championship here on the consoles. So we have drivers like Martin driving with their PlayStation, and we have driver, for example, Dani Homoki on actual at the moment P3, who is driving with the Xbox, and you probably might be able to see which console I prefer. Yeah, and our current leader of the championship is only P4 at the moment. 3 places behind his teammate and currently P2 in the championship, Martin, who has his home race today. So the Dutch driver with the lead here, at least at the training session. So, and I try to find the information. So sorry for... Oh! And here we saw Jared just rushing into Mr. Yurdugur, who has his first race last week here in this championship. It's a Turkish driver, but unfortunately he was able to get disqualified in his first race, so I think we weren't able to find him in the standings. Oh yeah, we have him, sorry, he's P35, Muhammad Ali Yurdugur, new driver with the Porsche, and the other Porsche driver is back. So after first race he was P2, but then he missed the last 2 races, so P2 and P9, and then 2 times he weren't able to start. So we have Guido Christ, another Dutch driver here, currently P8 in this training session, and P9, no, sorry, P7, so the last of the 7 platinum drivers in the lead. And I hope, and I think he also hopes, that he will get some points.
Green light, go, go, go.
Oh, and we have a new leader in the silver grid, and this is Daniel Kamandi. So also he was only 1 place in front of Roland Jordan. He was able to climb up. How is he able to climb up 9 positions? Ah yeah, I know, cause 1 race was cancelled. No, it wasn't. Okay, I don't know why, but after 4 races he's currently P8. But I really don't understand why he has 2 points more than Roland. By the way, only 2 points less than Guido. So it's really close between the first silver driver and P7 of the platinum grid. And like I said, the current leader is Jasmine Jared Vermeulen, the driver from South Africa, and I think he's not only the current leader but also the reigning undisputed, keine Ahnung. Oh no, sorry, this was not English. I want to imitate Paul Heyman, but I'm not the right person for something like this. Yeah, but P1 with a big lead, nearly, oh, it's 95 points in front of his teammate, in front of Martin. So Martin needs some mistakes by his teammate to have a small chance to get in front of him during the last 3 races. So this time we are in Zandvoort here in the Netherlands. Sorry, it's really a problem. So normally the guys in Germany say Holland, but this isn't right. So it's just a part of the Netherlands. So yeah, next week we are in sorry, what's wrong today? Next week we are in Imola, so in Italy, and then in 2 weeks we have the great final. No, oh no, yeah, okay, no, sorry. Yeah, next week we are in Imola, and then we are in Spa, so we are staying just roundabout near to Germany. Yeah, and let's see who might be able to make the angriest. Oh, is this team still the angriest sim racer or the angriest drivers? Just wait. Yeah, angriest. So maybe let's see if someone makes the angriest sim racers a little bit more angry. At the moment we have Jared in the lead, a little bit less than half of a second in front of Eric Stander, the BMW driver. Yeah, but after some races with problems, Eric is currently P6, so 2 times he wasn't able to finish. In race number 2 in America he was on 4th place, and last week he was able to get P3 right behind these guys, so now we have the same final result that we have last week, speaking about the first 3 drivers. And then we saw that, I don't know who was P4 last week. Ah yeah, it was Dani Homoki, currently only P7, right behind the 2 guys in P3 and P4 in the standings currently, right behind Gabriel Lavugger and Chris Egert Rünkjanen. So, oh, and now we have Thunder in front of Rünkjanen. Oh, and Lavugger jumps up into 3rd place. The Lamborghini driver, who is at least close behind Hyujans. It's 65. Oh god. I'm so sorry for my brain damage today. So it's 65 points behind Martin. And then we have a gap of 38 points between Gabriel and... Oh, by the way, I don't have to calculate it by myself. It's standing in the championship table, and oh god, I'm so stupid. So it's 38 points between Gabriel and Chris Egert, and then we have 35 points between Paul Wiedler, who is currently P5 in the standings. But oh, look at this. It's just a gap of... Oh, look at this. It's a real small gap, but it's enough to put Paul in the middle of it. So it's now 0.02 of a second between Chris Egert and Paul. And this means we have 2.5 of a second between Chris Egert and Gabriel. Oh, and look at this! We have Gabriel and Homoki with the exact same time, but Homoki a little bit later. So it looks like a really, really interesting and close race. So we have the 9 platinum drivers all within a second. No, not all of them, cause Robert Revolinsky, the third, I think, maybe the fourth. No, but not but. Just because we are missing Tyler Vermark, we only have normally 3. Yeah, we have 1 in the lead. No, not in. Oh, look at this. Martin now with the fastest lap in this qualification. A 0.25 of a second in front of Eric Stander. And only P3, 0.06 of a second behind Huyans. We have Jared, and he is the first South African driver. Then we have the second one in the silver grid, Atti Klaassen, the other South African driver. And one of the 2 drivers without any timing is the third one, Robert Revolinsky. But I... Oh, and... Okay, we could have a 5th one, Flying Doe, but he did not start at all. Yeah, and now the first race in this season for Robert Revolinsky. But still no counted lap, like for the Scottish guy Stephen Archibald. Let's have a look. He's currently P12, which makes him P5 in the silver grid. There we have, in the only silver grid standings, there we have Roland in front of Daniel, 76 points in front of Daniel. And then we have Jabolj Lachko, who is currently P1 in this race. 7 points behind Kamendi, who is today P2 at the moment. Exactly 0.5 of a 10th of a second behind Lachko. And then we have Mick Mazur, who is P4 in the standings and today P4 in the silver grid. And we have Big Jeff, Jeffrey Van Buren, who is currently P11 in the silver grid on 3rd place. So looks like a good race for this driver. And by the way, I just was talking about that Jared isn't the leader of the pack, but like we see, now he is again. 1/10 and a little bit in front of his teammate Martin Huyans. And then we have Eric Stander, maybe again P3. And then we have Gabriel Lavugger on 4th place. And Tomoki only P7. But let's talk about Eric. It's only 22 points up to Paul, and then it's 57 points up to Chris Egert Rüngjanen, and he is in front of both of them. Only one place in front of Gabriel, who is yeah, some points more in front of Eric. But P5 and P6 in this quali might have throw an eye on the BMW driver in this platinum grid. And let's... oh, and look at this. Robert now river counted time, but more than 2 seconds behind P23, who is Muhammad Ali Yordugur. I hope he finished this race today, but I think he would have learned something. Ja, also alles in allem kann man sagen, die Sache hier jetzt nicht mehr ganz so eng, ja, wobei Kimendi jetzt vorbei an Sandham, aber tatsächlich immer noch 9 Fahrer innerhalb von einer Sekunde. Also das größte Gap ist hier tatsächlich zwischen Rüngjanen und Fiedler. Und wie gesagt, die Tabelle sieht ja auch spannend aus. So I just told the German audience, which might is here, I don't know, that it's really close, not only in this race, looking at Eric Stander or at the fight between the first places of the silver grid. It's really, really close. And also this race, like I said earlier, 9 drivers in less than one of a second. Oh, and this might another way to get disqualified, so be careful, Muhammad Ali. And I think this was the leading car who gets... no, it's not. It's then I think it's Paul. Yeah. Oh, wow. This was close. And Eric. And we have Jared still in the lead. But let's have a look for his Mustang teammate. And Lavoga. By the way, this is really funny. I say the German cars, I tell you in English, so the BMW, and then I say Mustang and not Mustang. Okay, why not? Same but different. Gabriel now in the pits. Oh, and Tomoki with a jump up to P6 between Chris Egert Rüngjanen and Guido Christ. And this Martin able to steal Jared's pole position. No, of course he is coming or driving into the pits. So, no changes at the top of the grid. Yeah, and so we have the 8 platinum drivers: Jared, Martin, Eric, Gabriel, Chris Egert, Dani, Guido and Paul. And then we have the first silver driver, Daniel Kemendi, followed by Steven Sandham, the 9th platinum driver. And then we have Jaborj, I think Lachko, Roland Jordan, Jeffrey van Buren, Mac Mazur, the Polish driver with the BMW in the silver grid. Then Jolt Barabas. Marshall, ein Moin Moin auch an dich. Then we have Castle, the second silver BMW in front of Kendall Slater. Then Dollards, Westerhof, Attiklasen, Archibald, Batschak, Jordugur and Robert Revolinsky. So, and now we are going for a little commercial break, and then we are excited for the race. Yeah. So, hear you soon. Marshall, dann vielleicht auch ein bisschen auf Deutsch, wenn du möchtest. So, und da sagt der Marshall, so wie es dir passt. Ja, tatsächlich, wenn es nach mir gehen würde, würde der Stream bei mir Kartoffel natürlich weiterhin auf Deutsch stattfinden.
20 seconds.
Aber da wir hier eine internationale Liga haben, wo vielleicht noch die 2, 3 Niederländer
10 seconds.
des Deutschen halbwegs mächtig sind und natürlich unser Österreicher, der Gabriel, ist es da ganz gerne gesehen, wenn ich da ein bisschen auch meinen internationalen Flair spielen lasse. Also da ist es tatsächlich hilfreicher für den einen oder anderen, wenn ich da dann jetzt gleich wieder ins Englische wechsle, gerade wenn es die Fahrer sich dann morgen nochmal anschauen. Und da es jetzt hier auch schon in die Einführungsrunde geht, gehen wir dann auch mal wieder auf den internationalen Modus. So, and here we are back again on track, and like we see while I'm speaking German, they already started the introduction lap, which is which is a little bit sad, cause normally I use the introduction lap to show you my knowledge about the different racetracks. And especially here at the Dutch tracks, it's always a little bit more funny than anywhere else. But today it's more the danger to breaking the tongue, because Slottemakkerbucht, Cheflack, Mastersbocht, Hun zurück, Hugenottsbocht und Gerlachbocht, Hans-Ernst-Bocht, Vierch, Rocht. Ja, gell, ACC kann schon was, das muss man sagen. Das Problem ist halt immer noch die Server oder jetzt sogar vermehrt die Server und natürlich einfach, dass da halt nichts mehr groß kommt. So, and now they are going into double file formation. And then we saw the two teammates, Jared in the green Ferrari and his teammate in the blue, orange, white Mustang, and behind we have Stunder with the BMW and Gabriel, the Austrian driver, in the Lamborghini. Then Chris Egert, our guy from Eastland, Estland, Estonia, I don't know. And Dani Homoki, I think the Hungarian part of the Platinum Grid. Oh, and here we saw the we see the attack, or the try of an attack from Stunder. Oh, and there we have Kemendi with a little contact. I don't know with which driver. Stays behind Paul, but I'm pretty sure that it was... Oh, and we have our first yellow flag. So let's see. Oh, and it's Kendall Slater. Oh, and it wasn't Kendall who... No, I think it's... Who is it? No, it wasn't Santam, it was Kemendia. Yes, because Kemendi now 2 places, or maybe 3 places now behind Lachko, right in front of Big Jeff, who stays in 3rd position here in the silver grid. And then we have Jared doing Jared things, at least in this season, cause he's leading and he won't stop leading. And then we have the fight between Hyans and Stunder and Gabriel, who tried to get in front of the BMW in the first turns. Stays in 4th position, right in front of Homoki. So Homoki and Christ now in front of Rugjanen and Paul with the... Oh, we have 2 mandatory stops today. Why? And during his first pit stop he gets a stop and go penalty, and The next driver is Daniel Kemendi, who did his mandatory stop number 1, and he chooses a drive-through penalty, which is a little bit better than a stop-and-go penalty. To be honest, it's 30 seconds better. Okay, and then Dennis van Eyck gives me the answer. New rule in races longer than 60 minutes. Okay, thank you. I was a little bit surprised, but I think it's probably pretty sure it's my fault. Oh, and there we have a little gap between Gabriel and Stander. Maybe a second. No, still 9/10 of a second. Oh my god, I'm just hating the TH and the S's not in this in racetracks, the S's, but you know what I try to say. And now is the question, is it possible that there is no pit stop sign at the start of the, what is it, a code 40 zone, or was it code 40? I think it was 40. But the first one cleared his penalty, or yeah. And Gabriel stays with 9/10 behind Stander. And meanwhile we have more than 2 seconds between Homoki and Christ. No, not between Homoki and Christ, but between Homoki and Rünkjanen. And then another 1.7 seconds between the Mustang and the Porsche driver. So now we have the penalty by Paul. Yeah, and Stander stays right behind Huyans. A little bit more than a second, both of them behind Jared, so it's 1.3 and 1.8 seconds between P2 and P1 and P3 and P1. Oh, and now it's more than 2 seconds, which is Eric behind Huyans. Not behind Huyans, sorry for this, behind Jared. And we have the next... Oh, and I'm not sure if this is a... Yeah, and there is a disconnect by Sandham. Oh, and meanwhile Revolinski is in front of Paul. Paul on P24 at the moment. So bad luck for Paul after a quite good qualifying. And Here we have the first 5 drivers, or at least 4 of them. Homoki in front of us, we have Lavugar, then Stander, and most of the time we see also Hyojans, and there in front of all of them we have Jasmine Vermeulen, or Jared Vermeulen, Jasmine. And like we see the next pit stops really early, cause we have 2 of them. And the big question is this sun coming or is it going? So will we drive into the darkness or into the night? Let's see. Meanwhile, it's more than 1.5 seconds between Gabriel and Stander. And Paul is getting closer behind Kemendi. By the way, these are the drivers. Ah, okay, the sun is going. Oh, so this could be another interesting fact. Not only is the sun, which is in some parts of the track quite annoying, but also if it's getting dark, maybe some drivers will get some problems. And another fact is that the track will be or will get cooler during the race, maybe. So, but maybe it's the right way, because the longer the race, the hotter the tires, and I think it's not that problem when it's getting dark. So meanwhile we have Paul right behind Kemendi, and like I said, this is the fight for Pew pew. It's the fight. No, it isn't. Cause Paul is P5 in the overall standing and Kemendi P8. So I forget what I said. It was Guido who is right in front of Kemendi, and like we see, it's I think 14 places between the Porsche driver and the Ferrari driver with the number 5. And look at this, we have 2 Ferraris on top of the field, one in the lead and the other one P5, and the rest of the Ferraris are P16, 18, 20, 21, 22 and 23. By the way, meanwhile we have Paul in front of Kemendi, like we just saw. But one of the Ferraris is fighting against another Italian car, and this is Gabriel and the Lamborghini. And this is a really close battle here. 0.3 of a second behind each other. Yeah, but to be honest, it's a really hard track to overtake. It's a little bit like last week, Brands Hatch. So if the driver in front of you is not making any mistake, it would be really tough to get in front of him. Or maybe her, but today I'm pretty sure that there is no her. Jordan. Meanwhile, behind Mazur and Barabbas with the Nissan, currently P2, but we have Castle, Westerhof, Slater and Archibald, and of course Kemendi and Dolatz still in the pits. So let's see if it's enough for Barabbas and Mazur to stay in front of the other guys after the pit stops. Not only one, but two. And meanwhile, we have some bigger gaps at the top three. Oh, and here we have Jared right behind Paul. It's a little bit like, what's wrong with my eyes? I have two Ferraris there. The blue flags helps, and then we have a second between Jared and Martin, and nearly 1.5 seconds between Stander and Hyans, and more than 3 seconds meanwhile between Gabriel and Stander, but I think there was maybe a mistake, or maybe they have to overtake a back marker, but no, there is no back marker, so But the good news for the Austrian guy is, meanwhile, it's 8/10 and a little bit between Homoki and himself. So a little less pressure from behind. But like we see, he needs to push his car and his limits. No space for mistakes, and we have Guido following Lachko, the first silver driver in this race, currently P7. Less than 4/10 of a second between Mazur and Jordan, and Mazur only half of a second behind Barabbas. coming into the first corner. Yeah, I think Guido made a mistake, and so he needs to overtake Letschko again. I think maybe it was the situation with Daniel Kemendi earlier. I'm not sure of if Guido wasn't a part of this. Then I want to tell you something about the track again. For example, I love all of the Dutch names of their first corners. In Zolder it's erste links, what means first left, and it's a first corner and it goes left side. So this is what I call a fantastic name for a corner. If you remember, in Barcelona the first corner is called Elf, which means 11 in German. So this is not one, this is two ones. Sorry, but totally wrong. And this one here is called Tarzanbocht. I think every one of you is knowing Tarzan. Or is it a German thing? I don't know. No, I'm pretty sure that everyone knows Tarzan, the guy in the jungle. Ah! With the... I don't know the first name, but Weissmuller, the big German actor from the... I don't know which century. I think it's still a black-white movie. So please tell me, is this a German thing, or did you also know Tarzan? Oh, this is something I really don't know. So like, I think most of you didn't know Winnetou, because this is probably a real German thing. About a big Native American. Ja, aber es ist ja so, Marshall, aber ich bin jetzt gerade wirklich unsicher. War der Tarzan-Film international oder war der auch nur in Deutsch? Aber Tarzan ist doch auch international, oder? Gott, ich muss das jetzt fix googeln. Yeah, of course, yeah, Disney, yeah, it's another. But there is an older movie. But I don't. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. It's an international thing. Yeah, cause some cultural things you only have in Germany, and if you tell any, so like I said, we have. Oh! This was crazy, but good reaction by Guido. Good job. And here Jans is getting closer to his teammate, and Tomoki is still right behind Lavogger and right in front. Oh, and this is... No, this isn't really good for... Doch, yes. So, like we see, Lavogger is able to... No, it's not getting away from Homoki, because this wasn't Homoki, this was, I think, Kemendi again. So, and here we have now 3 drivers in a row. Lavogger, Homoki and Chris Eger-Drünkjanen. Ja, es ist tatsächlich international, aber ich war mir gerade wirklich unsicher. Weil wie gesagt, Karl May und Winnetou und Old Shatterhand kennt keine, jetzt hätte ich fast gesagt, kein. Auf jeden Fall ein fantastischer Save, so like Marshall said, great save from an impact by Guido. Little bit late on the brakes at the start of Tarzanbocht, turn 1. And now let's see the next try, but now he was a little bit slower through Ariel Lüendick Bocht. so no way. Oh, and like we see, it's again more than a second between Williams and his teammate. So, and now we have still the fight of these three drivers. And maybe this will be decided in the pits, or maybe now there is, oh, and I think there was some contact between these two drivers, and now Chris Egert is using his chance, gets on the inside but is not able to see, no, he's not able to bring it to a good end for him, and now a little bit too late. And Kemendi right behind these three. And if they are fighting like they do at the moment, Daniel will be able to stay behind these guys. Oh, and we have the next fight between Westerhof and Slater, and meanwhile Paul... Oh, and what is this? Oh no, and this... Wait a second. Is it Jared or is it Paul? Okay, it's Jared. No, it's not Jared, it was Paul. And he was just in front of Westerhof, and now they falling behind, so Paul losing at least 2 positions again. Really sad, and a big oh, and what the heck happens to... Oh no, and we lost Stunder with a disconnect. And just wait, there is... No, it's right. Yeah, Stunder with the DC, and now Gabriel is coming into the pits on 3rd place. But bad luck for the BMW driver again. I think it's the... I think he wasn't... Just wait. Yeah, like I said, 2 times he wasn't able to finish. So he DNF, then a good result, DNF, a good result, and now DNF again. So, really sad for every driver with such problems. I'm not sure if this was a quite long stop or if it was normal or fast, but we will see it when Homoki and Rinkianen are coming in for their pit stops. Meanwhile, it's 1.6. Sorry, I only can say sorry for today's performance. It's 1.6, not 6 seconds between... Oh, and Homoki is coming in for his pit stop, so we will find out if it was a good or a bad stop from Lavogar very soon. Let's see. Get getting into Hans Ernst Bocht. Still Homoki not finished with his pit stop. We are going into the last two corners, Kumho Bocht and Arie Lüendick Bocht. Oh, and I think he will stay in front of the number 444, yeah. Because now he's done with his pit stop and only now he's leaving the pits, and I think, let's see, oh, just wait, is Homoki also behind these two drivers? No, he isn't. No, this is Ati, sorry. Oh yes! Oh, and this isn't really good for Homoki, cause Jared isn't one lap behind, so there is no reason for Jared to give P10 to Dani without fighting. Oh, and like we see, it's more than 5 seconds between Gabriel and Tomoki, so maybe a really good stop by Gabriel, or maybe not the best stop by the Hungarian driver, so this might be the chance for Chris Egert to get in front of Homoki, but I don't think that Chris Egert realized this chance. And by the way, Chris again, or still right behind Latchko. Meanwhile, they are fighting for P4. Oh, and look at this. Jeff is not only right in front of Dani, he's also, or he had also done his first mandatory stop. So there is really no reason for Jeff to let Dani pass. So this could be interesting. Oh, and this is really interesting too, and I'm not sure, but this might be... Okay, I didn't say anything. And look at this fight between the Mustang and the Porsche driver. Yeah, but no chance here at the high-speed parts of the track. Oh, this might be the perfect situation for the Porsche. But no, next one is left-handed and so outside. Oh, and then a little contact, another little contact. Be careful, guys. And Guido asking himself, what should I do? I know I'm faster. Maybe he should go for his pit stop and try to overtake Latchko this way. But maybe he is on another stretch. Oh, and another close call here between these two. Oh, by the way, meanwhile, Homoki in front of Jeffrey. Not Jeff. Yeah, Jeffrey. Sorry. But meanwhile, Lavogger 2.2 seconds in front of Atti Klaassen, and this means more than 8 seconds between Lavogger and Dani Homoki, so still a big gap between the Lamborghini and the 444 Ferrari. And also a bigger gap than earlier between Jared and Martin. It's a little bit less than 3 seconds, 2.954 seconds between these two teammates. Oh, and look at this, Paul Wiedler and Westerhof, I think Timo Westerhof, the first two drivers who already did all of their mandatory stops. Marschall, ich weiß gar nicht, wann du weg bist, aber wenn du mich noch hörst, dann schönen Abend. Ansonsten, wenn nicht, dann auch schönen Abend. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Here we have Mazur right behind Revolinski. But I think also this platinum driver did just pass the silver driver. And now we have the pit stop from Martin. But Chris Egert stays outside the pits. Oh, and look at this! Damn! We just missed it. So, no problem. No, and now he's coming into the pits. Ooh, be careful. But to be honest, I would like to see the overtake. Sorry. Ah, okay. No. Just... yeah. I know. Okay. So there was the point when Latchko gets a little bit too nervous. But at least he stays on third place. Of course, Guido is just coming in for his pit stop. Oh, and there was a BMW. No, I think it is Barczak. Yeah. Oh. But there is no other car. Oh, just wait. What? Okay. Now I understand. I just was a little bit confused because Martin was behind Gabriel, but okay, quite an interesting strategy from Hylians. Both pit stops really close to each other, but why not? And now we have the pit stop from Jared. This means we have a new leader of this race, and this is our Estonian driver. So Chris Egert with the lead. To be honest, this is something special. We don't have Jared behind one other car so often. But he stays in second place. And I'm really interested in watching what happens next. For example, between Chris Egert and Gabriel and Dani Homoki. And now we have to take a look at Latchko against Christ, and Christ now in front of Latchko. Oh, and we have the next stop and go penalty. And this time it is for our Nissan GTR driver. Oh, and now we have the pit stop from Chris Egert. And meanwhile, I like to see what happens between Lavuga and Hylians. So I have no idea. Yeah, okay, it's not enough. It's 7, 6, 14, 20, it's 20, 32, maybe a little bit more or less seconds between Lavuga and Hylians, and this won't be enough. And it's not enough for Rynkianen to get in front of Gabriel Lavuga. And now it's between Rynkianen and Homoki. Oh, and Rynkianen, I think his place in the pits was a little bit too far behind to stay in front of Homoki. So meanwhile, without Hylians, we have Jared in the lead. Second place for Gabriel. And then we have Homoki on third place. And Rynkianen P5, followed by what? Why I said P5, P4 and Klaassen on 5th place. But Ati, right, now we have the next silver driver fighting against Christ. But in this case it was not a long fight. And here we have sorry, but I'm a little bit speechless in a good way, cause Big Jeff is fighting for the win. Great. best result is P7 in the silver grid in the first race. But meanwhile he is more than 4 seconds in front of Latschko, who could win the first race. By the way, meanwhile we have 3 different drivers who will win in the silver grid. We have Latschko winning the first race, Popov with the second race, and then 2 times Daniel Kamandi in Germany and Italy the last 2 weeks. So really interesting, and Martin still more than 5 seconds behind Latschko, Klaassen and so on. So he is also able to drive free without any cars in front of him, directly in front of him. So maybe he will also have some lapped cars sometimes in front of him, but this is the same like everyone here is fighting with. So still 30 minutes to go, and it's still interesting because of, for example, the interesting strategy by Hyans. Yeah, but maybe this is the way to attack Jared. I'm not sure. But to be honest, it's a big gap between Jared and Hyans. By the way, Latschko now right behind Klaassen, the 2 Mustang drivers here. But Atti is still with 2 mandatory stops to go. I hope he is aware that he needs to do 2 stops. So I think it's enough if the commentator doesn't know every new rule. But to be honest, it would be nice if every driver is knowing the rules. Okay, and now I have some bad news for Hyans, because he's able to overtake Klaassen. But I don't think that it's so easy to overtake Latschko, so let's see. By the way, like we see Latschko and Hyans now in front of the South African Mustang driver. Oh, and meanwhile it's more than 13 seconds between Gabriel Lavuga and Dani Homoki, between P2 and P3. And if you're able to remember, these two guys were really close to each other when, or if, no, when Gabriel is doing his mandatory or his first mandatory stop. So now the big question, how much time is Martin losing behind Latchko? Maybe he's now... No, he isn't. Maybe he is trying to push Latchko into a mistake. By the way, Paul, now P13, but we have only 19 drivers left, so I think we lost 4 drivers meanwhile. And this is quite normal. Maybe to don't brake right behind the car and the dirty air. Or maybe to show the car or the guy in front, hello, I would like to get in front of you. Oh, and the next. Yeah, now the second driver, who is a little bit surprised by the braking points of the silver grid leader. When we are talking about Guido, I just thought it was because of the Porsche. I'm pretty sure that the Porsche is able to brake a little bit later than the Mustang. Easily, cause I think it's I don't know how many thousands of kilogram lighter, for sure. Now we have Dolatz in the pits for his last time, and so Paul on P12. I think he's able to get into the top 10 at least. So I think Atti, Roland and Atti Klaassen, Roland Jordan and Mac Mazur will probably stay behind, or maybe, I don't know, let's see. By the way, bad news for Big Jeff, Jeffrey van Buren. Course Martin is pushing Latchko more and more, and now it's only 1.7 seconds between Latchko and Big Jeff. But to be honest, also P2 would be a fantastic result for Big Jeff. And I'm really waiting for the pit stops by Gabriel, Dani and so on. But to be sure, now I need a little pit stop, so you'll keep watching this fight. By the way, Big Jeff just get into the pits like we see some seconds ago, and I leave you alone with these two guys, and I'm back in, I think, less than a minute. Just wait. So, thank you for waiting for me. Now we have the pit stop, the first pit stop from Ati, and the second one from McMazur, or by McMazur. What a fight. But I think Martin isn't really happy about this fight. And everyone in front of Latchko, except Jared, I would say, is hoping that Latchko stays out for a long while to slow down Martin at least a little bit. Yeah, and we are waiting for the second mandatory pit stop from the top 6 drivers. Now side by side through Tarzan Bocht, but still the outside line for Martin and no chance to stay beside or in front of Latchko. And look at this, Jordan in the pits for quite a long while now. I think that's the end of his race. And this means we will have a new leader. Oh, and now we... Oh, and look at this, how he is defending himself. Yeah, but the question is, will it be Latchko or will it be Kamandi? I don't know. No, it wouldn't be Kamandi, cause Kamandi only P17 at the moment. And by the way, this is not only the fight between Latchko and Hyjans, this is also the fight between Latchko and Jeffrey for the lead in the Silver Grid today, or in today's Silver Grid. So now we have the question, how big is the gap between Homoki and Hyjans? If it's less than 40 seconds... Okay. Oh. If I'm right, it's only 3 seconds between Lavuga and Hyjans. Or to be more exact, it's only 3 seconds, meanwhile, between this guy in the second Mustang and our Lamborghini driver in second place. So, like I said, this can be really interesting. And one of the questions is, how long will Latchko, the driver with the number 7, in the grey-red Mustang, will stay outside the pits? Because the longer he is in front of Hyjans, the more time he will losing. Or he will lose. Oh, and now we have the pit stop from Lavugar. Oh no, and look at this. Look at this. Look at this. He's... Did you realize what just happens? We have Lavugar in second place, and this is not even close. It's just wait. Ooh, there was Barabbas. But everything is fine. It's more than 6.5 seconds between Lavuga and Hyajans. So also if Lachko is coming in for his mandatory stop right now, it will be a really hard job for Hyajans to get again in front of the Lamborghini. What a race! So crazy. So, and now we have to watch. And by the way, Lachko still on track and still in front of Hyajans. So it's a little bit like, I don't know, but it seems like a lot of drivers are driving for the Austrian guy today. And by the way, this reduces the gap between Lavuga and Hyajans. Not in a big way, but hey, and by the way, Jared, meanwhile with the fastest lap of the race. So also this fact is away from Martin till now. So Martin was fastest guy of this race for a long time, but I think in the end this is the next thing. So, and the other question is now, what is with the fight between Lachko and Van Buren? And sorry that I just show you this fight, but this is the main thing at the moment, and now it's enough for Martin. And I think this, yeah, now he's in front of Lachko. So, but 6 seconds behind Lavuga and only 7.5 minutes to go. To be honest, you must be a wizard to close this gap. But hey, if there are two wizards here, then it's the two angriest sim racers, and Maybe one of the two is more angry than normal. After this part, I would say 15 minutes at least. Maybe a little bit more or a little bit less. So, and now let's see. 5.5 seconds. 6 minutes. And now 30 seconds. Now we have the pit stop by Rüngjanen, who is fighting against Tomoki. Oh, and I think Rüngjanen is the next one who is able to overtake Tomoki in the pits. By the way, this time with an overcut. So maybe two pit stops with some problems from Dani Homoki, so Chris Egert Rüngjanen meanwhile P6 for this, or in this situation. But I think he will gain 2 positions. I think he was in front of Guido, and of course he was in front of Latschko, cause he is only 5.5 seconds behind Latschko. And meanwhile 5.3 seconds and 5 minutes and 10 seconds to go. So, sorry, but without any help and without any mistake by Gabriel, there is no way for Martin to get back in the second position. And what a race from Lavugar. So to be honest, it's not really often that any other driver is able to drive in front of one or maybe 2 of the angriest sim racers here in this league. So the last one who was able to win a race against these 2 drivers, against Jared and Martin, was oh damn, Muskoka, I think 3 seasons ago in the last race, where he just started cause he can. So, and this means maybe we have a little interview after this race. So I just jump into the interview Discord. Hello. Ah, now I'm in. So let's see if we have Gabriel. Yeah, but look at this, it's a little bit less than 5 seconds, but it's quite enough. And then Rüngjanen P4 for the fast Estonian guy. And now let's see Homoki against Christ, but Homoki will stay in front of the Porsche. It's close, but he is in front of the Porsche. And then we have Christ on 6th place, and Latschko is able to stay in front of Big Jeff, and this is quite a big gap between these 2 drivers, but yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, but I think also big 2, P2 for Big Jeff still a fantastic result. And then we have Castle and Mazur, the two BMW drivers. Guido, maybe he's able to attack the Ferrari, but only 1 or 2 laps left. Let's see. Two more laps for the guys behind Jared. And the penultimate lap for Jared just started. I think we will see 1 more lap. So 47 laps at the end of the race. 3.5 seconds between Gabriel and Hyjans, and but what I said, without any big mistake or big trouble from Gabriel, there is no way for Hyjans to get in front Gabriel, or at least really close behind. So still more than 3 seconds to go and only 1 minute to go, or less than a minute. So yeah, 1 lap left. So, and here we have the start of the last lap.
Alright man, the leader is on the final lap. Give it a final push.
Thank you, Jeff, for your good work. So, and Guido more than a second behind Tomoki, so no way. And we have another fight between P13 and P14, Dollards against Atti Klaassen, which is P6 versus P7 in the silver grid. And still more than 3 seconds between Gabriel and Martin, so I think that's the end of the fight. Oh, and here we have Barczak with another problem. Oh, be careful, there is our leader right behind or beside you. Oh, and Kemendi right behind Barabbas. Also only a few tenths between these two guys. And I think this was Archibald in the violet car, but I'm not sure. So, and now race number 5 and win number 5 for Jared. So
The leader has finished the race.
I think we can call it a streak. Yeah, and it's Barczak and Archibald. And then we have Barabbas finished in front of Kemendi. Van Boren finished in 2nd place, right in front of Paul. So 2nd place in the silver grid, to be honest, and P8 overall. And Paul finished P9. And then we have, I don't know, I think it's Castle right in front of Gabriel. Yeah, Castle, congratulations to P10. And what a race for Gabriel. After P4 for a long time and hard fights against P5 and P6, then he could use, he could use the problems from Eric. And to be honest, I would say he could use the bad decision from Hyjans to do his 2 pit stops really close behind, or really next to each other. You know what I'm trying to say. And then I think the biggest thanks for today have to come from Gabriel in this direction. So without Latchko, I think maybe, no, not maybe and not I think, but I'm really sure that this second place is also a big work from Latchko. Yeah, and by the way, we are just talking about 1, 2, 3 guys. So here we have the final result. Jared Vermeulen with the 5th win. Then Gabriel Lavoga in front of Martin Hürjans. No, just wait. What's this? Why I don't... because it's not over. Yeah, we have to wait a little bit. Just wait. Then we have... Or no. No, did we have already... Yeah, we already finished the race. That's stupid. So here we have it all, and here we only have... What's this? This is... No, we still are in the race, so now we have the final result. So Jared with the next win, then Gabriel Lavogar in front of Martin Hürjans. To be honest, the biggest surprise of today. Then Chris Egert Rüngjarnen with a big fight running up to place 4 or P4. Then Danny Homoki with big problems during the pit stops, I would say. Or maybe the laps right in front or right behind or right after the pit stop. Guido Christ finished P6. And then we have Latchko with the win. I think it's his second win in this season in the silver grid. P7 for the first silver driver. And then we have Big Jeff, Jeffrey Van Buren with the best result. Oh, I can't say since when. At least for this season, P2. It's a fantastic result. Paul, after a hard race and first pit stop to forget, finished P9. Then we have Castle P3 in the silver grid with the BMW, followed by another BMW driver, Mac Mazur. Then Kendall Slater, at least P5. Then Dolatz, Klaassen, Archibald, Barabbas, Kemendi, Barczak, and then we have Roland Jordan, who didn't really finish the race, and then we have Revolinski, who left the race, like Westerhof, Jordugur, Stander, but I think Stander with a disconnect, then Sandham and Takac. And I hear something. Yeah.
Hallo.
And now we are changing to German for the Austrian guy. Alter, scheiß die Wand an, hast du ein Glück.
Ich habe gar nicht mitbekommen, was irgendwie so richtig abgegangen ist überhaupt.
Na, erst hat der Standard einen Disconnect. Muss gewesen sein, sorry, weil der war plötzlich
Keine
ganz
Ahnung.
weg. Und dann bin ich der Meinung, macht der Martin einfach den größten Fehler, den er machen kann, nämlich er macht beide Pitstops direkt hintereinander. Ja, und dann hatte er zwar so 5, 6 Sekunden Vorsprung auf Latchko, Rückstand auf Latchko, aber die waren weg, als Latchko an Klaassen ranfuhr. Dann haben die zwar relativ schnell den Atti überholen können und dann hat der Latchko einfach sich gedacht, auch heute fahre ich mal für den Gabriel, und hat einfach so knapp eine Viertelstunde für dich den Bremser gespielt und das hat ausgereicht.
Ja, keine Ahnung, ich habe das gar nicht mitgekriegt. Ich bin halt irgendwie so Zeit fahren. Ich habe die ersten 20, 25 Minuten den Homoki, den Ferrari da hinter mir im Heck
Ja,
gehabt.
der scheint Riesenprobleme beim Boxenstopp zu haben, weil der hat ja dann sogar im zweiten Boxenstopp noch den Chris Egert vorbeigelassen.
Ja, weil ich bin eigentlich reingefahren, erst eine Runde später reingefahren, dann war ich auf einmal 6, 7 Sekunden hinten und
Ja.
hab das dann auf 14 Sekunden aufgebaut auf einmal irgendwie, keine Ahnung.
Ja.
Und dann bin ich irgendwie einsam und allein da gefahren.
Ja, und wie gesagt, und ich habe parallel mir wunderbar diesen Zweikampf zwischen Latchko und Martin angeguckt. Also wie gesagt, wenn du dich heute bei jemandem bedanken willst, dann solltest du Latchko nochmal ein herzliches Dankeschön rüberschicken, weil das war ganze Arbeit. Also das war auch nicht unfair. Das war halt Mustang gegen Mustang, so wie Guido sich an Latschko mit seinem Porsche die Zähne ausgebissen hat. So hat's dann der Martin, wie gesagt. Und ja, im richtigen Zeitpunkt ist er dann zwar vorbei, aber da war es auch schon vorbei.
Green light, green light.
Und wie gesagt, dann waren es ja am Anfang sogar, ich glaube, 6 Sekunden. Und ja, am Ende hat das dann halt nicht mehr gereicht.
Ja. Ja, aber war ein interessantes Rennen, das nämlich mit.
Ja, glaube ich dir. Also,
Ja, und Boxenstrategie hat anscheinend auch irgendwie gut funktioniert.
ja, gut, ich meine, dass du, also jetzt gegen Jazzman diese Saison eine Chance zu haben, ist vermessen. Also, ich weiß nicht, was in dem
Ja, gut, ja.
also fünf Starts, 5 Siege. Nee, selbst wenn du dann mal so kurzzeitig, also im Training habe ich so gedacht, ach guck mal hier, vielleicht schwächelt er ja, dann war er plötzlich sogar im Quali mal nur Dritter oder so. Aber ja, wie gesagt, am Ende, ich habe dann schon nach Runde 1 habe ich gesagt, Jared macht einfach Jared-Sachen. Da brauchen wir jetzt auch bis zum letzten bisschen auch nicht mehr drauf gucken. Es war ja schon fast die
Ja,
Überraschung,
so
als
ungefähr.
dann Chris Egert mal in Führung lag, dass er sich tatsächlich nicht innerhalb seines ersten Stints so viel Führung rausfahren konnte, dass er da schon in Führung liegen bleibt. Also das war ja schon fast die Überraschung.
Ne, wann hat denn der seinen zweiten Stopp der vermollen?
Äh, oh, ich glaube so relativ mit dir zusammen.
Also, weil ich bin irgendwie so gefahren, hab mir gedacht, irgendwie, der muss ja noch in die Box, dann sehe ich so letzte Runde, aha, er ist
Ja,
durchgefahren.
ja, ja, ja. Nee,
Hab ich
nee,
mal
nee, nee,
nachgeschaut, ach so, der war ja schon
nee,
drin.
der war dann schon. Also der war, glaube ich, sogar so in deinem Rahmen. Aber wie gesagt, frag mich nicht, weil auf den Jared habe ich so blöd, wie es klingt, am wenigsten geachtet. Vor allen Dingen jetzt wirklich von den letzten 20 Minuten haben wir, glaube ich, wirklich 15 Minuten bei Latschko gegen Hürjans verbracht.
Ja, keine Ahnung. Ich habe so irgendwie auf der Minimap gesehen, irgendwie, weil ich mir gedacht habe, wo fährt die 13? Und irgendwie war der die ganze Zeit so verdeckt.
Ja, ja.
Also, äh, keine Ahnung.
Also wie gesagt, das war heute irgendwie. Also ich habe es halt auch nicht mitgekriegt. Man muss dazu sagen, ich war da kurz in der Wiederholung, weil das war dann gerade die Situation, als Christ sich dann schon an Latschko vorbeigekämpft hatte. Und als ich wieder zurückgekommen bin, stand ein BMW auf der Strecke. Ich glaube, das war Bartschak, der stand ja 1-2 Mal.
Mhm.
Und da war ich mir aber nicht sicher, weil direkt in dem Moment sehe ich, dass plötzlich Hürjans hinter dir ist. Und denke mir, hä, was ist denn da passiert? Und dann realisiere ich aber, okay, der ist grün. Der hat halt also seine 2 Boxenstops direkt hintereinander gemacht. Und
Ja.
wie gesagt, und dann habe ich mir gedacht, naja, ob sich das nicht noch rächt. Ja, und das hat es dann definitiv gemacht. Also, keine Ahnung. Das war auf jeden
Ja,
Fall heute nicht die beste taktische Entscheidung.
ich habe halt auch irgendwie ewig rumgespielt, wie ich das mit der Taktik irgendwie mache, weil Track Position ist halt ja, glaube ich, schon ziemlich wichtig. Und gerade auch die Langsamen, wenn die vor dir sind, weil die wirklich vorbeilassen, da hatte ich da irgendwie keiner. Also,
Nee, warum auch, ne? Also,
ja, ich glaube, ich habe bei einmal mich mehr oder weniger durchgepresst, irgendwie, damit ich da irgendwie vorbeikomme.
ja.
Aber ich habe da anscheinend eben mehr oder weniger Glück gehabt.
Naja, klar, von daher ist es sogar relativ gesehen klüger bei so langen Rennen mit 2 Stops auf jeden Fall ein bisschen länger vorbei draußen zu bleiben. Weil das Ding ist ja, eine Überrundung, die kriegst du ja geschenkt quasi mit einer blauen Flagge.
Ja,
Aber ein Positionskampf, so wie halt zwischen Latschko und Hürjans, den musst du halt erstmal durchziehen. Ich meine, das ist auf Spa wieder was ganz anderes. Aber gerade auf so
ja,
Strecken wie hier, wo du halt nicht vorbeikommst, ja, keine Chance, ne?
ne, da habe ich ja schon geschaut, weil eben ja, Track Position. Du hast zum Glück nicht so eine lange Gerade, wo du vom Vorder irgendwo aufgefressen wirst,
Ja.
aber ja. Ja.
Naja, also auf jeden Fall
Ich mag die Strecke.
kann ich mir vorstellen, gerade nach heute. Ja, aber damit, ich habe es schon gesagt,
Ja,
den Abstand auch auf Hürjans, wenn auch nur
für das eine Mal.
eben, aber ist ja egal. Also aus 65 Punkten werden, warte, ich kann es dir gleich sagen, wir gucken, damit du das auch direkt weißt. Wo war's? Bei Rules war's. Nee, es war doch bei Info. Race
Ja, warte, ich
Classification.
hab's gleich selber, warte.
Oh, 20 Punkte hast du ihm abgenommen.
Boah, bist du deppert.
Also auf 45 runtergesetzt. Wenn du das noch zweimal machst, landest du leider immer noch 5 Punkte hinter ihm.
Ist mir egal, solange ich meinen P3 da irgendwie so absichern kann, ist mir das wurscht.
Ja, da hast du dich ja heute auch wieder ein bisschen davon gestohlen, weil
Ja.
du bist ja Zweiter, Chris Egert ist Vierter geworden, der hat also 35 Punkte auf dich verloren.
Mhm.
Und Stander war bis zu seinem Disconnecten Problem. Und ich glaube, spätestens jetzt ist das auch kein Thema mehr.
Ja.
Also jetzt ist es, also Paul hat ja auch wieder irgendwie Probleme gehabt. Der hatte ein Stop and Go nach dem ersten Stop.
Ja, nee, der ist jetzt, glaube ich, nach der ersten Runde schon
Ja, ja,
reingefahren oder so,
ja,
glaube ich. Weil mir da gedacht, hä, interessant, Durchfahrtsstrafe. Ach so, da fahren ja einige schon in die Box.
ja, ja. Und ja, wie gesagt, Chris Egert, der liegt jetzt ja locker auch 60 Punkte hinter dir.
Mhm.
Also, ja, ja, ne, also bleibt auf jeden Fall spannend und ist jedenfalls eine Liga, wo dir der Lambo gut geht. Also,
Naja, Lambo geht überall gleich scheiße.
ja, aber Fakt ist, also du bist, also Fakt ist, hier P3 zu sein, heißt ja potenziell schon mal, wenn du die beiden da wegnimmst, bist du ja Erster, weißt du, du bist wirklich Best of the Rest. Also und hier ja wirklich
Ja,
deutlich. Also,
ja,
also das ist hier schon was wert.
hätte ich bei uns in der Liga auch sagen können, dass ich Best of the Rest war. Platz 1 bis 3 war alles mit Boostern voll. Ich war dann als Vierter mit Lambo der erste andere Hersteller.
Ja, aber hier haben sich ja auch schon andere die Zähne ausgebissen. Also
Ja, schon.
hier hat sich, wer war's denn? Dustin hat sich hier Ewigkeiten die Zähne ausgebissen. Der Mules Vogt war das, glaube ich. War das der Mules?
Ja,
Genau.
das war der, ja.
Also hier haben sich schon einige. Gut, wie gesagt, der Einzige, der den beiden ja das Leben bis jetzt in letzter Zeit schwer gemacht hat, war wie gesagt vor 3 Saisons. Da hat Koka im letzten Rennen mal ein Gastspiel absolviert und der hat dann natürlich gleich gewonnen. Aber das
Ja
ist
gut,
dann halt
der ist
eben auch
nochmal.
Koka. Ich wollte gerade sagen, eben.
Ja,
Also, ja.
der ist krass.
Also deswegen ist das hier auf jeden Fall schon was wert. Deswegen, ja, dann freuen wir uns auf nächste Woche auf Zandvoort. Dann freuen wir
Sanford
uns.
waren wir jetzt.
Ach Quatsch, Entschuldigung, auf Imola. Und wir freuen uns ja dann erstmal, und ich hoffe, da freust du dich mit drauf, auf Freitag, ne?
Ja,
Weil da sind
ich
wir
habe
ja
jetzt schon
dann.
gewonnen in meiner Klasse.
Ach nee, welche Klasse fährst du? Wo fährt nur einer mit?
Ein super Trofeo.
Ah, ärgerlich. Aber immerhin, du bleibst dem Lambo treu.
Ich habe das extra bei Ice Dive angefragt. Ich würde gerne da mal den Trofeo fahren.
Ja,
Da kann ich ich sag mal, den etwas langsamen GT3s richtig auf die Nerven gehen. Auf den Geraden fahre ich den davon.
stimmt.
Beschleunigung hat er auch extrem krasse. Also das ist richtig witzig.
Ja, aber um mal da gleich ein bisschen die Trommel der Werbung zu rühren. Also am Freitag sind wir mal wieder auf der Nordschleife. Also die Jungs sind ja sowieso jeden Freitag auf der Nordschleife, aber ich laber mal wieder drüber. Also von daher gerne einschalten und zur Feier des Tages geht es da auch nicht nur, was hatten wir sonst immer, 80 Minuten oder was weiß ich, was wir da sonst immer gefahren sind. Nein, sondern diesmal äh, ganze 2 Stunden. Also von daher gibt es was zu sehen. Ich weiß noch nicht, ob wir das eventuell auch mit dem ja doch schon mal angekündigten Trinkspiel verbinden, weil bei 2 Stunden, da gibt es ja dann umso mehr Boxenstops. Ganz gefährlich, aber lassen wir uns mal einfach überraschen. Ansonsten, wie gesagt, nächste Woche dann hier vorletztes Rennen in Imola. Und ja, ansonsten haltet die Ohren steif. Bis die Tage. Einen schönen Abend. Seid lieb zueinander. So, also, see you to the international guys. Till next week when we are going for the penultimate race in Imola. And this is for today. Good night and goodbye bye. Goodbye bye. Goodbye. So, oder bye bye. Macht's gut. Ciao, ciao. Ich gehe, glaube ich, schlafen. Das ist besser.